Now we are going to start with the poem, The Ball Poem by John Berryman. A boy loses a ball. He is very upset. A ball doesn't cost much, nor is it difficult to buy another ball. Why then is the boy so upset? Read the poem to see what the poet thinks has been lost, and what the boy has to learn from the experience of losing something. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What? What is he to do? I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over. There it is in the water. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. I would not intrude on him. A dime another ball is worthless. Now he senses first responsibility in a world of possessions. People will take balls, balls will be lost always, little boy. And no one buys a ball back. Money is external. His learning will behind his desperate eyes. The epistemology of loss. How to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know and most know many days. How to stand up by John Berryman. So, in this poem, the poet talks about a little boy who was playing with his ball, and as he was playing, he suddenly loses the ball, and the ball goes merrily bouncing down the street and then falls into a nearby water body. And then the boy experiences grief due to the loss of a very prized possession for the first time in his life. And the poet does not want to intrude and interrupt and comfort the boy by telling him that there are other balls that he could buy with money in the market. Because for the boy, other balls are completely worthless. Because the boy has lost a ball which was very precious to him. And the boy also had memories of his childhood and innocence associated with it. So, with the loss of his ball, he has also lost his childhood. He has also lost his innocence. And money cannot buy back his childhood or his innocence, though it can buy many other balls. But it cannot buy back the lost ball and the memories associated with it. So, the poem goes like this. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? So the poet asks, the poet questions about the boy who has recently lost his ball. So in the opening stanza, the poet introduces the central event of the poem. That is, a little boy who loses a ball while playing with the ball. The poet questions what the boy will do now that he has lost his ball. The ball is described as merrily bouncing down the street, that is, bouncing happily down the road, down the street, before it eventually falls into a nearby water body. And this sets the scene for the boy's sense of loss. For the first time in his life, the boy experiences the sense of loss. And in the second stanza, the poet emphasizes that telling the boy that there are other balls that he could buy with money in the market is of no comfort. This will not provide the boy with any sense of comfort because the boy is experiencing a profound sense of grief and loss. Therefore, he stands still in a rigid posture while trembling and shaking, and he stares with his eyes into the water body where his ball has disappeared forever. Now, the ball in this poem is symbolic of the childhood and innocence that the boy has lost. And the loss of the ball represents a significant emotional moment for the boy. Because no matter how hard he tries, he won't be able to get back his lost ball. Nor will he be able to get back the memories associated with it. Now, the poet does not want to interfere with the boy's moment of realization. This moment of realization acts as a moment where he understands how to deal with loss and the grief associated with it. So, offering him money or any other comforting words will not buy his ball, the lost ball. And therefore, money and comfort is meaningless in this situation because the boy is learning an important life lesson. And what is the important life lesson? What is the fundamental life lesson that the boy has to learn from this event? Since this is his first encounter with loss. So, according to the poet, the boy has to learn how to take first responsibility in a world full of possessions. Now, what do you mean by a world full of possessions? We know that the materialistic world is full of possessions that we value. So material possessions have to be cared for, and we have to take responsibility and understand that material possessions can be lost. So the boy, through this central event, has to understand how to take first responsibility, and um, understand that material possessions can be lost, and therefore one must take care of one's possessions. And then in the fourth stanza, the poet reflects on the inevitability of loss. It is an inevitable part of of life. So the poet now tells the boy that losing things is a part of life, and no one can buy back what is lost through money. The poet says that money is external because money can buy us new goods, money can buy us goods and services, but it cannot buy us back the lost possessions, the prized possessions of our life. It cannot buy back the sweet memories associated with our childhood, the memories associated with innocence. Money can only buy goods, but not childhood, not innocence, and not the memories associated with our prized possessions that we have lost in the walk of life. And in the last paragraph, the poet says that the boy is still learning, and his desperate eyes reflect his understanding of loss. And the boy, through this experience, has to learn how to stand up even stronger and deal with the struggle that one faces when he or she loses something. And every man in this world has to someday deal with the loss of something or the other. And what is important is that life goes on, and therefore we must live on. We must learn that loss is a part of life, and one must learn how to deal with the losses of life. So here, the term epistemology of loss refers to the understanding or the knowledge gained from the experience of losing something. The boy is learning how to be resilient and how to stand up again after facing disappointments, after facing the loss of a prized possession. So this poem is a very beautiful poem written by the poet John Berman, and I hope that you were able to relate to it in some way or the other, because in our walk of life, we all must have experienced losing something. You might have lost a loved one, or you might have lost a very prized possession of yours. In any way, whenever we lose something, we feel that we are struck with a feeling of grief, and we are definitely very sad and upset when we lose our prized possession. We feel sad when we lose the people that we love, the people who care for us, and the people whom we care about. But it is a part of life, and one must learn how to deal and cope with this loss and stand up even stronger. And with this, this video ends, and I hope you loved the poem just as much as I do. Thank you.